Yeah, I'm not home yet. Hello?
Yeah,
I'm not home yet.
I hear you.
Yeah, I got caught up talking to someone and didn't even see what time it was.
I
But I
I
got
I get it. I understand.
you get it. Oh, I got
Tell
one more
her
stop and then I'm
tell her to eat a fuck you sandwich. Tell her to eat
eat
a
a fuck
fuck
you
you sandwich.
sandwich. A fuck you sandwich you can eat. She's got no comeback for this one.
All right. Well, I
Yeah,
guess I
one
guess
more stop. One more stop and then I'm gonna be home.
no. I'm done with you, man. This we're gonna do one final one on the 4th of July, and we're calling it a fucking day, man, because it's not working. It's just not working, man. I can't
Maybe
sit.
maybe I'm Blake
I can't.
stepping one day a week.
No, no, no. I can't sit around a fucking computer and a phone and wait fucking for chunks of 2 hours because you give me times and then you can't do it and then you can't let me know and you can't nothing. And it's just, you can't be bothered. You can't promote it on TikTok. You can't even bare minimum it, let alone effort it. And then when I finally get you, you got nothing for the show. It's not working, man. It's not working. I'm just gonna fucking. We'll do one. We'll say goodbye to the people, and that's it. I can't do it anymore. I'll run a rerun tonight, and we're done. Unless you fucking turn a page and want to fucking at least treat me with some respect, I I'm done, man. I'm fucking done. I can't do it anymore. It's such a
Maybe we just take
fucking
a hiatus.
it's such a travail. You've been on a partial hiatus. You do one out of every three now, and even then it's a struggle to fucking. I mean, this used to not be like this. So you could talk to me whenever you want later. Forget about tonight. I'm done. I
All
I
right.
can't
Sunday
fuck.
then.
I
Sunday.
can't fucking do it anymore. I'm fucking out, dude. I'm out. You fucking broke me.
I
Bye.
broke you.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye. You.
Hey, hey, hey. Look who it is.
Look who it is.
Uh, I
Fine Sunday morning.
huh?
On this fine Sunday morning.
Right. I just wanted to let you know that I recorded that rant
Which one?
when I tried to call you a week ago to do the podcast Sunday night,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and I basically fucking was the last straw, and I was ready to quit the band, and
All right.
I recorded it because I thought at the time I was calling to fucking do a podcast with you, and
All right.
whatever. And well, wait, when was that? That wasn't Sunday, was it?
Yeah,
Oh
it was.
yeah, that was. You jerked me around all day, and
Yeah, yeah.
then
It was
gave
4th of
me a
July.
time, gave me a time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then at night you finally got home at 9 o'clock, and then you ghosted me.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So you saved it?
I did. It's gonna open the thing. It's like 3 minutes, and it's fucking stiff. It's like I haven't listened to it again, but I remember it was fucking stiff, and yet,
It was pretty stiff.
but but nothing was false in that.
Oh, here we go. Put yourself over.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I'm not putting myself over. I'm burying you. Uh,
Oh,
here's the thing. Listen, I love you, but we have discussed in case people want to know because after hearing that they may be a little worried about the podcast. You should be. We have decided to take a break after today's episode because we figured we owed it actually owed one to the listeners that to at least let them know
right.
what's going on and at least finish on a without disappearing off the face of the earth and you're never hearing from us. So you need a break and
Right. And I think we need to reformulate our podcast because I mean, look, I started thinking about this last night after I talked to you. We started off really hot during the pandemic, but I think it's because nobody had anything to do. We had, it was new to us. We had a lot of stories to tell. And yeah, I forget half the stuff that's happened in my life. I've been hitting the head a lot. So, like, I'm trying to think of stories to tell. And I'm like, I literally can't, I feel like I've told everything. I can't even remember stuff anymore. Like, I can't remember anything.
Well,
it's bad.
Well, here's the thing. Allegedly, you're still interested in podcasting with me. Allegedly.
Right.
Although your interest has waned over the last few months, you blow me off all the time. You can't bother to do respectful things like keep people informed or do basic communication, et cetera, et cetera. I would like, if we restart this at some point, for that to change. I would also like that when you say you're going to do something, whether it's book guests or promote it on TikTok or whatever, if you say you're going to do it, then fucking do it. These are the problems that it caused us to now need to take a break. We don't have to do it as often. That's fine. Whatever issues you have, I am open to hearing them. I just have never heard any. They've all come from me, but I have fully communicated them.
We've bored the people.
No. So here's what I'm.
This isn't a goodbye. It's a see you later.
No, it is a wait and see, because I'm going to say the two things, and then we'll talk about the epic rib that went on this week.
Okay.
I'm going to say two things. We will restart Furlough Files when you want to restart Furlough Files. You have to come to me. You have to say, I'm ready to do it. Here's what I want to do. Let's do it. If we never restart Furlough Files, guys, it's because Anthony chose not to. Okay? No, I'm putting it in your hands. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it tomorrow. I'm ready to do it a month from now, whatever. You're my friend. I love doing it with you. As much of a headache as you are. 2, in the meantime, while you're jiggling your balls and pretending like you're thinking about things and actually just blowing it off and then forgetting about it and then never doing it, I am going to continue podcasting. This is going to become the Spite. This is going to become the Spite podcast. Just like Larry David, when Mocha Joe irritated him and he went and opened Latte Larry's, a Spite coffee shop next door to Mocha Joe's, I am going to continue filling this space with something. I don't know what, but it will be whatever it is. It's in spite of you, and to prove that it can be done without you. Right. And
podcast.
And listen, if I got to pay the hosting because maybe one day the fucking sun will shine on a dog's ass and you'll want to do this again, I might as well keep podcasting. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe you can get Marco to come back.
No.
That's enough. Okay.
Whatever this Spite podcast is, it will definitely be interesting. It may just me talking shit about you every week until you return.
I can get Howard Brody on if you want with you. You guys could be a great team.
Can I tell you something? I can get Howard Brody on. I don't need you.
Oh.
I don't need you. In spite of you, I will get Howard Brody on. You understand how a Spite podcast works?
This could become the Ben and Brody podcast.
No, it will not. Having him on doesn't mean he's now my new fucking partner. That ain't fucking happening, okay? I'll tell you that. But
match made in heaven.
But I may have some people on. I may have all the people
podcast.
I may have all the people on that you said you were going to book just to spite you, because it's a Spite podcast. So anyway, now that you've heard me cut a promo on him for 3 minutes from last week, and now basically me shit on him again here now, at least you're informed on it. And now we can talk about the epic rib that we did on Blake Chadwick this week.
Which, by the way, I don't even know the end of it, because I just saw a message on the board. So I'm assuming he found out. So we'll get to that, because you never told me what happened.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's start at the beginning, and then we'll get to that.
Right.
So, my roommate is involved in. I don't know if I could talk about the specifics of it. Is
Right.
involved
Yeah.
in like a new sporting league sporting event. It's kind of going to be kind of big if it actually happens. And they'll have like broadcasts and whatever. And he wanted to hire Blake to do, I don't know, I guess play-by-play commentary.
Commentary. Yeah.
For I assume for the league down here,
Right.
for the league in Miami, because my roommate is going to have like ownership in a couple of the leagues. Like I think he has Miami, LA, and New York. Like a percentage. So I guess he's going to want Blake to work on one of his teams. So he reached out to Blake, and Blake got all excited about it, and everyone was real excited about it and happy. And I looked up from my computer while I was sitting on the couch
Right.
and said, why don't we rib him? Why don't you just kind of go radio silent for a while and don't give him any updates? And then say the powers that be did a little research on you, Blake, and something came up that they're a little use corporate terms like problematic,
Right.
I said we'll reference the podcast, the one podcast when we were gonna Blake was gonna do one on this brand as well, way back like 2 years ago or maybe even longer. And we did the first one, and it was so like kind of I don't know what's the right word. What would you say, racy or?
Oh, I mean a little sexual content, maybe.
Right. It was a little like a little in the R-rated more in the R-rated territory when it came to like him banging chicks and yada yada and blah blah blah. And then like before a full week went around where we were going to do the next one, Me Too happened. And we were both like, yeah, maybe we need to rethink, whatever we did last week. So that podcast stayed in the mix. Like if you go to our podcast page and look through all of them, somewhere along the line it was in there, in the order of when we were releasing them. But when he had a tryout for the WWE, I decided that I should pull it off, just in case they looked.
You're a good friend. You're a good friend.
In case they looked and found this thing. And by the way, also, that podcast was atrocious, like in terms of quality. Like he decided he wanted to be walking like
down A1A.
Down A1A under fucking drawbridges with fucking bells clanging and traffic
cars
zooming.
beeping horns.
Yeah. But within that podcast, there was the tale of Maggie the MILF.
Right.
And how this was some chick he had banged, I think, in the Tookus. But, it's been a while since he told the story.
Right.
And so I told my roommate, I said, just say that they listened to some podcast he did, and there's something about Maggie the MILF or something. Just kind of like be confused about the whole thing.
Right.
And then kind of like go radio silent again. Make him think like leave him with no answers.
Right.
And like don't answer him for a couple of days. Just blow him off. So then I thought I would hear him pop onto our group thing, which he didn't, but apparently he had messaged you.
So the first message I got was, you won't believe this, like with a bunch of exclamation points. And at that point, I didn't know what he meant. And I wrote him back and I said, what's up? And he texted me and he said, you know, this thing with Huss and the thing I was supposed to do for him? I said, yeah. He said, I just got a message from him saying that the people who run it heard the Maggie the MILF episode and are questioning hiring me because of that episode. So now I knew, obviously, I know what's going on here. So of course I play it up. I write him back, oh my God, no way. Like this can't be. And he's like, how would they have found out? Like there's no way. Like it wasn't even that big of a deal. This is the first day that it happened. And I said, man, I don't know how they would have listened to it or found it. He's like, it's got to be Ben. It's got to be Huss. Like one of them got me. Like they must have said something to the person. He's 100% believing this.
Like
Like he thinks,
he thought one of us sabotaged it.
or like mention it because he's like, how else would this person have known there was a podcast? I'm like, well, maybe they did some research and they searched your name. And he writes back and says, no, I searched Maggie the MILF. I searched my name. Nothing's coming up on the internet. So he even went as far as to research it because he was like, did they research it? He's like, I don't know how they would have found it unless someone said something.
Right.
So he's like, I mean, the only other people would be, it would be Ben or Huss. Like they're the only two who would know about this. So I'm like, well, why would Huss say something if, you know, he's trying to get you the gig? Why would he have told them? So I was definitely putting the blame on you. And he's like, it had to be Ben then. I was like, yeah, but Ben doesn't know this person. Like, how would he have known that person? Like, he doesn't know them.
What's funny is I every now and then I would, I make that joke in our thread, in the group thread,
right,
where it's like, oh, that reminds me, I got to put a stop to that. Like I'm gonna tank this thing for him. I have made mention of that before.
Right. So he brought that up and he was like, yeah, but Ben always like, maybe this was like he was trying to rib me and it like went south. Like they really heard it and we're like, no, like, so he's 100% believing this. So I wrote him back and said, well, what did you tell Huss? He said, well, I just told Huss, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I mean, it's just a podcast. It's not and then Huss told him, ended it with that he was going to talk to them and hopefully he could smooth it over and it wouldn't be a big deal. So I don't hear anything for a couple of days until yesterday. So yesterday he says, he's so angry with the whole Huss thing. And I said, oh yeah, what happened with that? He said he talked to them and smoothed it over and made it seem like it wasn't really a huge deal. But they asked, which is beyond ridiculous, but he hadn't heard anything from Huss in quite a few days. So he's starting to get nervous now. Hadn't heard anything. I mean, he texted me out of the blue for that. So it's like on his mind. He's literally thinking about this, like what's going on with it. And I said, it's beyond ridiculous. He said it wasn't like I was selling drugs. It was lewd sexual content.
It was lewd sexual content.
Right. So he's like, and he is like, of course I wrote him back. I was playing it up. I was like, man, this is unbelievable. Imagine if you lose the gig because of this. Because I want him to be thinking about that. Because obviously he was thinking about it randomly yesterday. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I don't know, the first text. And then he texted me through like the night, basically, through about 6 p.m. He was still fired up about it. So, I told you whatever, and I don't know what happened because I just saw. I guess he told him.
I realized that there's nowhere else to go with this. If you start doing anything, it's that. Well, it's a couple things. It's one, you start creating more like to this. It's then now going to sound like unbelievable. Like if you try to come up with some new twist or something, it's going to become a little bit unbelievable. Two, Blake's starting to get to the point where he's going to start motherfucking everyone, and he's going to motherfuck the wrong person, and he's going to actually screw it up for himself. So I say to Huss yesterday, I said, look, I mean, basically it's run its course. If you want to wait till Monday, I think that's the last day to let him off.
Right.
Any longer, and we're, things could go sideways. So, so he just decided to let him off the hook. Yeah, yesterday. But what upset me was that when he kind of recounted whatever it was, he just got said, "Oh, we're just ripping you, we're just kidding." And he's like, Blake goes, "Is the whole thing a rib?" Like thinking like there was no actual job in the first
place.
There's
actual job. Oh my god, which is even better.
Right. And if I had been talking to him, I would have like fucking totally said, yeah, we were fucking with you about the job too. But just to get him again. But Huss didn't think about that when he was talking to him. So he's like, no, the job's real. We just decided to, and he he didn't give me any credit to Blake. He didn't,
Oh,
it's so now I'm a little annoyed that I'm getting, when basically it was my idea to do it. I just
right.
didn't
Mhm.
actually commit the rib.
Yeah,
I just came up with the idea. But then
right,
when
right.
Adam's talking to him, it's me and I, not we and us. And I'm like, oh, motherfucker, taking the credit for a good idea, So
Right.
yeah, but I mean, I never heard from Blake, so I had to finally go onto our group thread
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just kind of bust his balls a little bit about it. And I forget what he said, but
He didn't really take it well.
I was just like, shut your mouth.
Yeah,
It was a
you
good
got
rib. It was
admit it,
funny.
right? Like
Yeah,
admit it. You got caught.
you
You
got
got
got. We
got.
got
Yeah,
you. Yeah, shut
yeah,
up. We got you.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
when Huss let him off the hook, he was like, "Oh man, you guys got me. That's a good rib," you know.
yeah.
So
I mean, that's a pretty solid rip because he 100% believed it. Like that, once he started messaging me, becoming nervous, I was like, yeah, he's full on believing that he
but
lost this gig because of a podcast
isn't it
that
weird
probably
that he
had like
never
a
like
hundred listeners.
reached out to me, who like lives with the guy?
Right,
Like I might have some
right,
inside info, that I could fucking.
right,
It
right.
was weird that he never like contacted me about it.
Yeah, pretty funny. Good rib, really good rib. Yeah,
And
he
I
couldn't have gone any longer with it though, because he definitely was. This was like that was the last day.
right,
Like he was starting to get.
he would have
Yeah,
snapped.
he was getting a little squirrely. Yeah,
Yeah,
he would
yeah.
have had a breakdown.
But the tremendous thing is knowing that I created like a week's worth of anxiety for him, and like
Oh yeah,
and uncertainty, and like you know, just like
yeah.
just kind of like turmoil in his life.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was worked up about it. It worked. It
He
worked for sure.
and yeah, like you said, to be messaging you
Yeah,
randomly
randomly.
in the
Yeah,
middle of the day, it's definitely on his mind a lot. So
yeah, yeah. He got him. It was a good one.
yeah,
But the funny thing is he has not texted me and saying he hasn't asked if I was in on it, if I knew, he hasn't even said a word.
I mean, you
So
knew I had told you we were going to do this.
I know, but he hasn't even said to me, like, there was no text after he got found out that, like, hey, they were ribbing me. Did you know about it? Or, like, oh, it's a good. Nothing. Silent.
Yeah,
Silent. So,
yeah.
yeah. He's probably embarrassed. You got him good.
Good. I mean,
Good rib.
listen. He needs a little. He needs to get be smacked down every now and then, and
Right.
kind of
Humble him a little
humbled and
bit.
put in
Right.
his place.
Yeah. Put him in the camel clutch. That's it. Break his back.
Yeah.
But it worked. It worked. Good one. That was a good one.
Did you see the
So,
photo online of the wrecked car?
yeah, what happened there?
I don't know what actually happened. I
Right.
heard what I was told happened. All I know
Right.
is like it's like 1:30 in the morning, and he like gets up and like leaves. I'm just assuming
Right.
he got a Tinder invite to come go go
Something. Right.
smash some ass or something.
Right.
And he was out the door, but and then got in a car accident, like driving recklessly. But apparently he got invited out to see some friends. I don't know. 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning.
I
That's
don't
kind of
know.
weird.
And at someone, on these highways over here, how there's all these like on ramps and off ramps and this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
Someone like realized at the last minute they needed to be 3 lanes over, and cut over, and didn't see him, and he had to do some deft maneuvering not to get sandwiched in the wall, and he ended up in the wall anyways, and deploying the airbags and breaking an axle and whatever. And so I get a text message from him that he'd got in an accident. He sent me the picture of the.
Yeah.
So here's the part you're gonna like. This is gonna make you laugh. So like around.
We're talking about his roommate now. His roommate, not
Right.
Blake.
Right.
Yeah.
So at around like 3:00 in the morning,
Right.
I start hearing like, and of course I'm up. My sleep schedule's all
Right.
fucked. I'm watching like Hulu shows at like 3 in the morning.
Right.
I hear the tow truck out there. I guess they didn't take it to us. I mean, it was like, what was it, Saturday or Friday night? So there's
Yeah.
no like nowhere to take it where they're gonna deal with it the next day. You know, all
Right,
all
right.
the shops are closed on the weekends. So I guess they towed it back here, and then they'll tow it somewhere Monday. So the tow truck comes, and they're kind of taking a while doing it, and I keep peeking out, and then finally he comes up and he's like, "Can you help me push the car into the space?" Uh, him and the tow truck driver can't do it on their own.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck me. Now, bear in mind, I'm like sitting in my shorts and a hoodie, and it's 3 a.m.
Oh, and you're also incredibly out of shape. So let's not forget
See,
that part.
see, fat fucks think alike. I know that this could be the most strenuous thing I've
Right,
done in like a year and a half. Okay,
right, right.
I'm getting nervous about it because I get a little fucking winded going to check the mail and coming back up the fucking stairs.
Right.
So I'm like, I kind of like give him attitude about the whole thing, but I'm getting up to do it, and he's like, really, dude? And I put that in my pocket, and I'm like, all right. And so we go out there, and I'm like, oh fuck. And so he's like trying to steer it, and me and the other guy are trying to push it, and the two of us
Right,
can't push it. Like the
right,
axle's fucked. And so all three of us have to get back there to push it, and then we just have the wheel turned and it just goes, and then he has to run up straight, and then but two of us couldn't push it. It had to be all three of us.
right,
So you know how hard we're fucking pushing.
right, right. You're sweating at this point, I'm sure.
I'm sweating. I'm
Yeah.
whatever. I'm not.
Swamp ass.
Well, no, I mean, because it's not taking that long, and it's night. It's
Right,
not
right,
like Florida now, like
right.
at with at noon with the sun overhead during summer. But it's still hot and humid out. But I'm just more of the exerting of myself, and I'm not like conscious of anything because I'm just doing it. And
Right.
I and so I go. We push to the spot. I immediately go back upstairs. And as soon as as like the cool air of the AC hits, and like I'm like just breathing, trying to breathe normal, so I realize how hard my fucking heart's thumping, and like how out of breath I am, and I'm like, fuck me, like, and like for like a minute or two, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fall over from a heart attack here. I know it. This is this is
This is it. There you go.
well, this is how a famous artist. Remember Pat? You don't know the
Right.
name Patrick Nagel. He did those in the 80s and 90s. You go to any frame shop or print shop in the mall, and it was like those women, and they were like all like white, and it was these Art Deco-y looking things, and like one of the Duran Duran covers was by this guy. I don't know, but they were like these super famous prints back in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
But he did a thing where he was an out of shape artist. He went to go do a telethon charity thing, like I think in California. He
Hmm.
did a bunch of jumping jacks with some aerobics class on TV. Literally went out to his car and died of a heart attack.
Wow.
So I'm thinking of that while I'm like doing this, and I'm like, oh fuck me. So it's definitely so
Wake up
yeah.
call, maybe?
It was a little bit. I mean, I was already dieting and stuff, and trying
Right.
to eat less. So I'm kind of like I was already on the path, but this has hastened it. But yeah, I came back in, and like for 10 minutes, I was just kind of paying attention to my heart, trying to jump out of my chest while I'm watching. While I go back to
All
watch
because us wanted to go out at 1:30 in the morning for God knows what.
for God knows what. I don't know if
Right.
it was for what he said it was or for what I think it was. But so he comes back in, and I was like, "Listen, motherfucker, as long as I help you, I have the right to complain about it." I said, you could start throwing the reallys at me when I don't help you, all right? And by the way, I'm about to fucking die of a heart attack, so you're fucking welcome.
Mm.
And so he was like, fair enough, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Well, I helped him. I like if someone
Yeah.
listen, someone says at 3 o'clock in the morning, come fucking push a car, you know, you're
He's lucky. He's lucky you weren't sleeping.
Oh, quote unquote, bro.
Yeah,
Had I
quote
even
unquote.
thought that I was gonna get recruited to fucking push that car, no fucking lie, I would have quickly turned off all the lights and jumped under the fucking sheets. I didn't realize he was gonna need my help with this thing. I figured two people and a tow truck. How
Right,
does this
right,
not? How does this car not find its way into the fucking
right,
the little garage space we have out front?
right, right, right. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. I saw the picture and I was like, man, that's like. But to be out, I didn't realize he went out at 1:30 in the morning. Like that's just the whole story's shady.
Well,
Very shady.
that's like what coaches say. You know, nothing good happens after midnight. You know, so
Nope. Right,
here we are.
right.
So I mean,
That's
listen,
what you know. That's what he gets.
listen. It,
Yeah,
not my car. It's insured. So
and he's alive at least.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's another thing. It's like, look, he's just kind of tender. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say soft, but I would say I just feel like he goes to the doctors and the ER for every little thing. And
Oh, he does.
I guess that's like a convenience that you can abuse when you do have insurance. I haven't known that luxury in 20 plus years.
I have insurance and I don't even use it, so I don't know. I
Right.
don't. I mean,
I
like who goes to the doctor like that? He's always at the, and he posted on Facebook, so you
right.
know he's
Well,
looking for the sympathy.
there's an attention grab there. Look,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't post that your car got wrecked and that you were at the fucking ER. You would have done it too.
No, he's literally posted it like 3 days in a row now. So it's like,
And it only happened 2 days ago.
right, right. But he literally posted it the night it happened, and then he posted it again yesterday. Something else. So like a different angle of the car.
Right.
Like, you know what? Like, yeah. But yeah, that's
Yeah, he's.
funny.
I mean, it's just like the number of things I have just walked off. I've walked
Right,
off. I mean, like over the years, I've had so many jobs where I've put nails through my fingers. I've super glued cuts closed that I should have gotten stitched.
right,
I fucking broke. I broke the front. I fractured the front of my fucking leg. Whatever that front on the shin.
you walked off COVID. Come on.
Yeah. Well, I'm still. That's the thing that's been lingering the longest. I still am sick some nights with that. But
Yeah,
like I walked around on a broken leg for fucking 3 months. You know, I
right.
like you know I've had concussions. I've had, you know, I'm not saying that
Right,
I'm not putting myself over. I'm just saying because I can't afford health care in this country, and I've
right,
never had a job that afforded me health care. Yet you have to do these things, otherwise you have collections looking for $20,000 here and
right.
$10,000 there. So yeah, you do what you got to do. I've had
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I
yeah,
agree.
yeah. So
Yeah, I don't ever use
the
my
only thing
insurance.
I couldn't
Yeah,
walk off was when my lung was going to collapse from the fluid building up in it when I
yeah,
took the bump in the softball game. I had to go in and get
yeah.
that done, and I've been ducking that fucking bill ever since. You know.
Oh, one day you'll die, and they won't even look for it anymore. You'll be fine.
I haven't really been hit up for it lately, anyways. It's
They've probably written that one off long ago.
well, you know,
They're like,
like
this fucking bum ain't paying.
it's not like I haven't done the 7 year changeover twice now with credit. You know,
Right, right,
I've now twice had good credit that went to bad credit, and then that all fell off in 7 years to have good credit again, and then
right.
I fucked it up twice, and now but now we're working on the third time here.
Yeah, well, another 7 years, you'll be good.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
even.
yeah, yeah.
I think we're down to 6 or 5 at this point.
Yeah, there you go. See, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever. It's funny because I don't ever use my insurance. I never go to the doctor. The last time I was at the doctor was, I mean, I got a couple physicals because I needed them for wrestling, but they're not really physicals. They're like, we don't know what to do, so we'll just sign off on this paper because they don't know, they just don't know like what to do for wrestling physicals. But I had to. Lex was she had like hives all over her the other day, and I'm like, well, should I take her to the doctor? Like, I don't know. But then I realized that my company now does virtual doctor visits and it's free. It doesn't even cost anything. It's $0. So I did it, and they like FaceTime you. Well, I get the FaceTime, and the doctor. I've never done it like whatever before, and he FaceTimes me, and his all I can see is like the top, like right part of his head, like his eyebrow, his like forehead, his like really bad toupee, but I can't see like anything else of his head. So he's got the camera, must be like the way he had the camera, but he's an old man, so he probably has no clue.
Well,
And
you don't need to see him. You're not diagnosing anything on him.
no, I know, but it was just weird how it was just like on the top right part of his head,
Right.
like, and he he just like he was like he didn't even let me get a word in. He just was like talking and talking and talking and talking, and like you enter everything in on the computer first, so like he's already got all the stuff, so you put pictures in there and everything, so it's like they don't even have to really see you. Why we're on FaceTime, I have no idea. So he's like, they do the deal, they call in a prescription. It was literally a maybe 2-minute process, and the prescription was ready at Publix, you know, within an hour. I'm like,
I think the
why would anybody
FaceTimes.
ever go to the doctor at this point? It's like,
Well, because some things can't be done. You can't be
right,
like.
but for minor stuff, like, why would you not just do that?
Well, but I think they FaceTime to confirm you are who you are. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so you're not like some junkie that stole someone's phone and got on an app and is trying to get like
Right, right. Well,
pills
they ask,
subscribed
they
to
do
the
ask some
prescription.
information. You got to give them, you got
Right.
to give them like but I mean, all I was thinking about is like the process of going to a doctor and how this took 2 minutes. Like for minor stuff, like why would you ever even go? They can even do like if you have a cold or anything. Like I'm like, why would you even go to the doctor? Like a 2-minute phone call, the prescription's in, you're good to go.
Right. I mean,
That's it.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you're not going to get from that. Like if you got a cold, you don't know how bad it is, and if he's not, listening to your chest, you might have pneumonia. You don't know.
Yeah.
But to
Yeah.
prescribe you a cold and give you fucking, some kind of codeine,
Steroid or
fucking
something.
whatever. Yeah, it's like it might
Yeah.
not treat what you've got. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Seems
know.
like it was easier,
I don't know.
but
I mean, if
we
it,
didn't even need it anyway. The hives went away because it was her shampoo she was using. So now, I mean, good thing that the medicine was only $2 and like 60 cents. So, but and again, like I don't even use my insurance for anything. Like nobody asked for my insurance.
I thought you were going to say the doctor answered, and since the first thing he saw was you, he just immediately prescribed you a salad and tried to hang up on the call.
It's like you got to lose weight, pal.
You're like, no, it's not for me. It's for my daughter.
No. Right. He's like, Jesus, you're fat. Yeah. I mean, look, it's to the point now. I can't. You're talking about breathing heavy to do anything. Like if I go up and down the stairs in the house or even at work, I got to take a few minutes just to kind of like resettle myself. To be like, all right, come on, get the heart rate down, get your breath back.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat.
Yeah, it's awful. But then, like, and it's so weird. So like at work, I've been like not eating, and then I'll eat like later in the day, and then I'll come home though and absolutely pig out till like midnight. Like I will eat everything and anything. And I'm like, that's the problem is when I get home. Like I can't stop eating. I literally cannot stop eating when I get home. Powering through ice cream sandwiches like it's nobody's business.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Good. I think starting Monday, I'm gonna start lifting some weights. A little bit. Like I got those Bowflex dial weights in my house, and
right.
or
you got a free gym, like fucking
yeah. I'm
45 steps away.
There's no reason to go there. I have weights here in my fucking.
You're not ready
apartment.
for that yet. That commitment.
Listen, I really shouldn't even be doing weightlifting. I should just be doing like push-ups, sit-ups, and squats until like 10 or 15 pounds is off of me. So I might do some walking and some fucking.
Well, it's gotten so bad that first my acid reflux is absolutely horrible. Like it's every night. I can't even sleep. It's like burning my throat. The second thing is
good.
I am so heavy that I had to go buy a new bed because my bed has been like permanently indented. So I got a new bed.
Wait, your mattress or your bed?
the mattress.
Okay.
So I got a new mattress. It's beautiful. I'm like, okay, now I can sleep. It's good for. I actually looked up. I like found a bed that was. They said it was good for people who are overweight and like have bad hips and
Like
back.
extra
So
coils in it or something like that.
yeah, and it's perfect, working great. That's fine. But the acid reflux, it's so bad that like, I mean, it's so every night my diet consists of ibuprofen and some sort of acid reflux pill before I go to bed, and occasionally gas X because I'm so bloated that I got to get the gas out of me. But
What you need is you need one of those. It looks like a pillow, but it looks like it's kind of looks like the like like kind of like a chair a little bit, where it's got like
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
a
yeah.
back
I know
to
what
it,
you're
and it's
talking about.
got two
Yeah,
like
yeah.
side things.
Arms, yeah.
Yeah, and you just put that against the at the where the head of the bed meets the wall. You just put it there, and then you sleep on that, and it keeps you elevated where you're not going to have the acid reflux, and because those arms are there, it keeps you from rolling over.
I mean, it's like I have it right now,
You
like
should
literally
you
awake,
should order
standing
one of
up.
those. I can't imagine they're you could get one for
No,
like
they're cheap.
probably 25-30 bucks on Amazon.
Yeah, but it's so bad, and my back is killing me because my stomach is like so large. Like my back hurts, but nothing else on me is. It's just my stomach. Like everything goes to my stomach. So now I got back pain. I got, and somebody took a picture at work, and I was in the background, and I was like, that picture must be deleted. And they're like, I'm like,
Yeah,
this. I think we talked
you
about
even
this. I was
told
like,
us
man,
you
this
messaged
is
them and said you got to
brutal.
delete that picture.
You can't post that because like I look disgusting. Like it's embarrassing. It's absolutely
Good,
embarrassing.
good.
But not that I'm doing anything about it, but
Well,
uh,
like
I'm
everything
just
else. Yeah.
I'm just like I I told myself that I am going to start working out as well tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
At least walking a mile every day, lifting some weights light. I'm not going to start my diet because I don't have it in me right now.
I figured it
I don't have it in me.
I'm doing it a different way. For now, no diet. What I'm gonna do though
Yeah,
is I eat one day, I don't eat the next. I eat one the next day, I
yeah,
don't eat the next. That way, even if I overeat on that day, I'm technically can't. I'm not going to be overeating. It's technically like you're eating for one day to cover 2 days. So I'm not
right,
eating
right,
2 days. I'm not eating 4,000 calories in a day to fuck.
right,
So hopefully, and on the day I eat, I'm gonna try and like fucking be a human being. So we'll see.
right, right. Yeah, but I like. I mean, normal things like sitting down, tying your shoes, wiping your ass, like getting harder and harder. So
Yeah.
I got to start doing something. So I want to start working out tomorrow and at least start walking and see if I can.
Yeah, but you don't want to get where like all of a sudden you like the wiping your ass becomes like just by the edge of your fingertips, like you're barely getting in there. You're barely being able to graze the whole
Right.
fucking area.
Well, you know what the other issue I'm having is? This is absolutely ridiculous. So I use my right arm usually to like look at stuff on my phone. So scroll TikTok, whatever. I always use my right arm. I've developed what I like to call the social media arm. I have tennis elbow now. My elbow is from the elbow, like the whole area. I cannot straighten my arm. It's like literally stuck in a bent position, and it's so sore, and the pain is so bad that like I had to switch arms and I had to use the left arm to wipe now because the right one, it's like I feel like I shortened it, like I shortened the arm a little bit
You might have.
somehow.
Like you can't extend it
So
all the way is what you're saying?
no, no, and it hurts. So I've been every night trying to stretch my arm and like and not try to like scroll with my right arm because it literally is in a bent position as if I was holding my phone and I can't like straighten it all the way.
Yeah, like a Bob
It's the
Dole arm
weirdest
going
thing.
on there. You're
Yes,
like
yes,
Art Anderson.
yeah, yes, yeah. I think I have the first case ever of social media arm,
Mm.
social media elbow because it's definitely from that. Because at first I was like, why the fuck? And then I thought about it. I was like, oh my god, it's because I'm on my phone all the time in that position, like scrolling my phone with my right arm. So now my right arm, I think it's gotten shorter, and like I can't even reach back there with the right arm. It's like I'm a few inches short. So yeah, it's
Story of my
bad.
life.
Well, it's not only that. It's, that combined with 290 pounds or whatever I am. I haven't weighed myself, so I'm just assuming.
Yeah,
So
I think even though you're abandoning the podcast for a while here, you and I need to do a weigh in, yeah, at least privately to so that
motivate ourselves here.
we
So
both know where we are in life. It can't be
yeah,
good.
because no, it can't be good. It can't. I look. I have a scale. I walk by it every day, and not happening. I'm like you, motherfucker. I'm not getting on you. Not happening. But I feel so shitty. It's not even that I feel. It's the acid reflux. Otherwise, like, I mean, besides the shortness of breath and the back pain,
And the
I
tennis and the
and the
social
tennis,
media arm.
the social media elbow. Yeah, my short arm now. Yeah, I got to do something. So yeah, the arm. It's literally like I can straighten my left arm. My right arm doesn't even straighten. It's just bent. So
But isn't it
yeah,
crazy that you and I are both at this like tipping point where we're
right,
aware that like soon we won't be able to wipe our ass properly.
right.
And yet we know all these people that are much bigger than us.
I think that all the time.
And
I
now they're
watch.
like I'm convinced they're all just walking around shit ass all day.
So I literally will watch TikTok and go, how is this guy doing what he's doing when he's clearly a solid 50 to 75
Forget
pounds
about
heavier than me?
forget about watching on TikTok. People we know. Do I need to start
Right.
naming names?
No, you're right. If we
Bobby,
feel like this,
JoJo,
right,
like these fat fucks, you
right.
know?
It's so true.
God,
Yeah.
can you imagine? Listen, the guy's filthy enough, but like Joey Saint and his buddy Barrington, and
Right.
like God, some of these fat guys. It's like I know the problems you and I are having, and we're just kind of like, listen, we're fat, but we're not in the 300s yet. These people like
No, I'm
three,
close.
but you know what I mean? They're like 350, whatever. It's like that's crazy. That's crazy.
But I think that, like, how do they feel? You know?
I mean, I don't know. They can't not be having the same problems we're having,
Right.
including
No, they have
like,
worse.
including like trying to put their shoes on and fucking nothing fits and all that bullshit. See,
Right, right, right,
yeah, it's crazy, crazy.
right. No, I agree. I
But
agree.
the worst is that like I really am like fucking really really conscious of all the dirty asses that are walking around out there, because
Right,
I'm like you and I are still cleaning ours, but if we get much
right.
fatter,
There's someone out there that can't reach.
yeah. I mean this is like totally like I mean it's just so like on brand for our podcast, and yet so like in a like why are we talking about this? Why are we talking about this?
Right, right.
What a way to end it. What a way to end it. So again, people, unless you've got something else you want to say, I figure we've
I actually have one story
oh
that well, it's
look
not
at
even a
this.
story about me. This is a story about on the internet that I don't know if you saw this, and I feel like this is up your alley. Uh,
Oh boy, here we go.
and you're literally going to pop for this. So there
Does this
is a
have
Brazilian social media influencer.
guy or
She has
girl? She.
15.7 million followers. She has, okay? So she had been doing this thing where she wouldn't fart in front of her significant other. So she literally was like holding it in. Well, she posted that at 5:30 this morning with severe stomach pains, I ended up at the hospital because she wouldn't fart, and the accumulation of trapped gas in her stomach caused her intestines uh, to be something that happened to her intestines. So she's in the hospital due to not wanting to fart in front of her significant other. So she is now in the hospital with intestinal issues um, due to holding in her farts.
See,
Is that not the most insane thing ever? Like, why would she? Like, look,
and listen,
I'm farting.
I
I don't give a
find
fuck.
I find farts so funny that it's
Right.
imperative to know within the first few weeks whether they whether the girl
If
does or
they're fart
not.
fart friendly or not.
Because
Right.
if they're gonna be like our buddy Jackie, who always it's disgusting, blah, and I'm like, you're
Right.
the
Right.
only
Right. Right.
guy I know that doesn't laugh when someone
Right.
rips a fart. You know,
Right.
yeah, like come on. And it's like, what I'm gonna go through my whole life not farting because my girl finds it disgusting. I'm gonna go find another girl because farting is funny. Farts are funny. I'm sorry. So yeah, that would never happen to me. I honestly, if I even got a hint that my Brazilian girlfriend was
Right.
kayfabing it, I would just randomly squeeze her and try and make her fart just to get it out of the way. You know, be like,
Right.
and then she could go obrigado, and we can go on with our
Right.
lives.
Right.
See, you didn't think I knew a little Portuguese, didn't you?
I know. Look at that. Yeah. No, but I thought that was right up your alley. I saw it earlier today. I saved it because I knew we were doing this, and the lesson here is don't hold your farts in, kids. Could end up bad. So
Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
yeah, I forget who's I caught like a bit of someone's podcast. I think it was last week. I was
Mhm.
listening just to curious to see what they were doing with their podcast. Oh, it was the Roman Atwood, and I was just curious what they were doing, like in terms of with like format and content and whatever. Uh, and they had a similar story where he said that just recently he farted in front of her. Like they have been like together like I don't know 10,
Right.
15 years, and he's always not farted in front of her. He'll go
What?
but he's not holding it in until he goes to ER. He's finding a place to fucking
Right. That's a little over. Yeah.
like the bathroom or somewhere like where was
Right.
she
Right.
all
Right.
day
Right.
that she couldn't like do
Right.
walk 5 steps away from him and do a right cheek sneak and get it out, you know? So
I mean, at some point she sat down to piss. That's when you let it go. You know.
yeah, I mean
That's what I think.
or
I mean,
anytime, you
look,
know?
I've been at work, like where you're at work and you're in the situation where like you got to fart, you're around a lot of people, you can't. I usually will either walk away, let
Right.
it go, or come back, or I'll like go to the bathroom. I mean, there's
Right.
definitely a way to do it, but
Right.
I do got one other fart story. It's funny. So I was working with somebody last week, and we're like in conversation, and we're just talking, and he must have had a fart and he was trying to not like we were in a conversation, so instead of him saying like stepping away or but we were in conversation, so I get it, maybe he didn't want to break the convo, so whatever. Well, he must have couldn't hold it anymore and it squeaked out and it was like like, and I was like, whoa. He was like, man, that snuck out. And the stench was like it was because it's funny at first, and I was like, I was like, come on, it's all good. He's like, man, I've been holding that in. He's like, we were laughed about it, and then all of a sudden the smell came, and we were both like, oh my god! So we had to like walk away, and he's like, man, like it's it's I let a fart squeak out in front of my boss, but then it had a smell like that was like the double edged sword. I was laughing about it, like I literally could not stop laughing, and like later in the day. I like made a joke about it again, and he's like, "I'm never going to hear the end of this." I was like, "Nope, nope, no way."
The trick
Can't let a
is
fart go like that.
if you sneak a fart out quietly but it smells,
Right?
you got to make
You can
sure
blame anybody.
you got to make sure you're the one that goes, "Do you smell that?"
Right? Right?
Just so that it kind of
Right?
throws them off.
Right? So you don't know. Right?
No pun
But
pun intended. The scent of you
he
doing
couldn't
it.
hold it in. It was like, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Whoa!"
If it makes a noise, you're
Yeah.
done. You're done. You're done.
Right? Right? But then it smelled. So he was like, we were. I was laughing, and like the whole day was like just like the running joke about how he shit his pants.
You just
on the,
gotta own
on
it.
the sales
I
floor.
feel like anytime you like fart in a like a improper time and place, you
Yeah, let's go. That was
just
me.
just do your best Rodney Dangerfield voice and go, "Oh, did someone step on a duck," and that
Right?
just own it and break the tension.
Right?
Man.
Right?
Own it and break the
Right?
tension.
Yeah, you gotta own it. Yeah, but I didn't let him live it down all day. So
No,
that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
right. Well,
Well, hey, look, we had some really good podcasts. We're gonna reinvent ourselves
Here we
here,
go.
but
Listen, this is the end. He's saying goodbye, folks.
this
You'll
is
never
the
see
end.
him again. This is the
No, no, no,
end.
no, no. We had a good. Listen. The best one we did, we know which one it is.
It
The
involved
best
a
one.
fart. Involved a fart.
It involved a fart. Like, talk about coming full circle today. Billy Five's fart episode was the best episode in history of this podcast. It should be that should be the podcast everyone listens to every day if you need a laugh, because we could not hold it in. And I mean, like, start thinking about it now.
Yeah, we're
Like,
laughing.
I see him in his stupid fucking shorts and the fact that nobody else heard it happen but me and you locking eyes when Billy almost died and farted at the same time.
Coughing, choking to death, farted.
Yeah, Rip's one, right. And then you going in to tell him that he farted, and
well, I tell him. I was confirming it. I was like, listen, I'm not sure if you, but I think you farted. He said, no,
in your moment of death, you farted.
He's like, no, I farted twice.
Twice. That was probably the best one we've done by far. So,
if we come back, you owe us. You owe us a follow up that kind of circles around that night. We need to fucking finally tell the story of the young lady that came down for that night.
Lady.
We got to talk about that because enough time has passed. So we could talk about that. Now we definitely will never come back. Okay. Well,
look, it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later.
Okay.
And you'll keep it going with your miserable Grumpy Ben podcast.
Spitecast. It's going to be more fun than ever. It's going to be more fun than ever. So again, just to clarify, ball's in your court. So when you never hear from Anthony again, people, it's because he chose to never come back. Yeah.
Sure. Blame me.
No, I'm not blaming you. I'm establishing what I'm establishing.
Okay. All right.
I don't want like a year from now people to be messaging you. What happened to you in the podcast? And you make up some concocted bullshit story and try to not take Mr.
The fucking temples.
Yeah. I could. He was impossible to work with, and the fucking
impossible to work with.
Fucking guy was stealing all the merch money and blah blah blah.
It's impossible to work with.
Right.
Well, let me tell you, if I get one more request for merchandise this week, because I was wearing my hoodie and I went live a couple times.
Well, motherfucker, I have a bunch of shit to make a sale for.
But what I told
don't
them,
send them to the web. I took it off the website.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I specifically said, DM me on Instagram if you would like to buy one. I've not gotten any DMs, but somebody just yesterday said, I need that thing, and I wrote them back and said, what do you need? Like, we'll see if we have the size. We'll just direct ship it to you. They did not write me back yet. So I did get one message, but not gotten written back yet. But yeah, and then I go to this smoke shop over here by my house, and every time I go in, they see my Breakfast Club gear because it's all I wear. And the other day I did not have it on, and the girl said, "Oh, I almost didn't recognize you. You didn't have your Breakfast Club shirt on." And I lifted up my hoodie and it was underneath it. She's like, "Oh, there it is." Yeah. So, but yeah. All right, we'll be back.
End of an era.
That's all I got.
The man, you're literally listening to Anthony fall off a cliff, never to be heard from again.
Whatever. Follow me on TikTok.
No, I'm cutting that out.
I hate TikTok anyway. My views suck. I'm not getting any views again. I'm done with TikTok. Instagram removed like 20 followers from my list. I'm done with them.
Good.
Going to Facebook. I'm going back to Facebook.
You might as well go to MySpace.
That's it. All right.
All right, fat boy. Enjoy your day.
See you later. Yeah, goodbye.